Welcome to the Voice of Vicious podcast. Welcome to the Voice of Vicious. I am your host, Vanny Vicious. Guys, I'm sweating. Look at me on a microphone, bro. What the fuck? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Voice of Vicious podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in on this amazing Friday. I am Vanny Vicious. We are currently streaming live on Twitch. Shout out to anyone watching this live, this podcast, and every podcast available every Friday on YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Also, look up Voice of Vicious or Voice of Vicious podcast on all social media platforms. Today, I am joined with or by two of my childhood friends. We're here with Mermaid and Naomi.
What up, what up?
So we wanted to do, or I wanted to do, and they were down, a girl talk kind of episode for this week. So we went on our Instagrams and asked for people to let us know what they wanted to hear women's perspectives on. So for myself, I am giving the perspective of someone who is currently single and has no kids.
I'm giving the perspective of somebody who's somewhat in a relationship and with a child.
I'm giving the perspective of a divorcee, two grown-ass kids.
I think we're all divorcees, so
Well, yeah, I mean, that's true.
That we have in common.
That's true.
The choice.
Well,
And we've all dated horrible dating stories.
yeah, we've all been in and out of the dating scene.
Yeah.
Put the mic a little bit closer to you. We're gonna dive right into the screenshots that we got, and we're just gonna fucking talk our shit, you know. In no particular order am I reading these questions, so we're just gonna go.
Here we go.
All right. Let's see, because I also got a lot of weird ones, like ¿Cómo te gustan los hombres? We're not gonna get into that. Okay, a woman's point of view on why it's easier for women to have platonic relationships with men as opposed to men just being friends with women.
It's a good question. I think men in general tend to be more sexual beings. So I think that typically when a man is befriending a female, whether he wants to admit it or not, in the back of his mind, he's probably thinking whether he's going to eventually have the chance to bang her or not.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
For sure.
I also feel, though, that, like, we all have guy friends that want to bang us, but we're the ones that don't allow it to happen. So, yeah, that's what makes it easier. These people got to shut the fuck up downstairs. That's what makes it easier for girls to just be friends with dudes and know that nothing's gonna happen. I feel like guys pretty much always have a motive or an intention.
I agree.
I think we all agree on that one.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you, Chris, for your question. What else? Do you have tattoos in your body? Why are women scared of a man who is blunt and upfront about his feelings and goals?
I don't know what bitches are.
I don't know either.
Like, I like a man to know his direction and know where he wants to be in life, and I think that that's a huge green flag. Like when a guy tells you, oh, this is what I want, this is how I feel, I love that. It may not align, but I like to know where you're at.
Yeah, I prefer a guy to tell me
Yeah.
what his feelings are, what his goals are. Like, it just shows a driven person
Yep.
and someone who knows what they want. A man showing feelings also shows that he's not scared of vulnerability, which is also a great thing. I don't know why guys are so afraid to be vulnerable or express their emotions. I guess they think it makes them look soft or weak or something.
yeah.
But
I think it depends too where the woman is mentally. If the woman's not in a place in her life or at that moment where she's interested in being vulnerable, where she's at a place where she's in tune with her emotions, maybe that's kind of where she gets scared. Coming across somebody who's on a different level than her, I would say maybe.
yeah, I kind of want to tell these people outside to shut up.
Shut the fuck up.
I think vulnerability is something super attractive. Like, I feel like I don't have the safe space in a relationship if that person is not vulnerable with me.
Yeah.
And I know it you have to get there, right? Like, it's not something that just happens, which is fine. But once someone allows you to come in and to be vulnerable, that just makes the relationship more solid.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like you just need to get to that point where you just talk about everything.
Everything. Yeah. Cry for me. Cry. Just let it all out. Cry. Tell me how your day was and how fucked up it was, and just tell me that you needed to say it to me and you needed to vent to me. I love that.
Yeah. Someone asked, what do women like doing on first dates? Which May and I kind of touched on this in a previous episode. Guy, I'm so annoyed.
I would say
So, guys, if you hear feedback of people screaming, I apologize. We're in a public building where the office is, where the studio is, and like they're just downstairs fucking doing whatever the fuck.
I mean, we can fuck some
Chaos.
bitches up.
I mean, I'm about to ask them to please shut up, because this is a fucking work building. Like, people are working and y'all just fucking screaming.
She's getting so annoyed right now.
I'm really irritated. And
Like,
I
I know.
apologize because I'm trying to like.
She's trying to keep it together.
I'm trying to record something that's like important to me, and there's just like ruckus, and we could hear it in the headsets because these mics pick up everything. So I'm sure you guys hear it. So I apologize for the Cubanassery that's going on downstairs.
To answer that question though, for whoever asked it, as far as a first date, I think it really depends on who it is that you're taking on a date. You know how they say, like, read the room? You definitely have to, it depends on who it is that you're going on a date. If you're with a female that you know is interested or likes the beach or likes the water, take her to the beach, have a drink,
Facts.
walk, talk, get to know each other. If you're into a female that likes plants or whatever, take her to a nursery, let her pick
because you're a plant lover.
I sure am.
Yeah,
Plant mom for
same.
life.
I kill everything that I bring into my house that's alive. So I haven't killed my kid yet, thank God.
I'm a plant lover too. I think a nursery would be dope. There's a lot of nurseries too that have like little cafes in them and shit. You could go like have a coffee, look at some fucking plants.
That's cute.
if the weather's nice.
Yeah. So it really just depends on who it is that you're trying to take on a date.
Yeah. It doesn't.
Don't take me to watch plants.
I think to watch plant watching.
You're plant watching.
No, yeah. I also think like guys have this misconception that girls. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of women are like this, but I think men have the misconception that women like to be only taken to like these nice restaurants, or like they want to dress up. Like, if I could go on a first date in like sweatpants, I'd be so damn happy.
Yeah.
But I think that's a comfort level too. Like, once you're comfortable enough with a person where you can. My favorite dates are, tell me to come to your house and let's watch.
Not a first date though.
No,
not a first date. No, not a first
That's
date.
like
We're talking about
serial
no. We're talking about first dates.
Okay, first date is like Flanagan's. You guys know. It's like Flanagan's, or like, I don't even know. I don't
Something
think I'd go
super
on a
chill.
beach with somebody that I'm just starting to date.
Why?
Because what if they kill me?
On the beach?
On the beach?
You never know.
We're not talking about a boat.
No, not a boat.
No
Not a
boats.
boat.
No boats.
That's like my number one rule. Never go in the water with anybody you do not know.
Someone on Bumble recently, like, he messaged me, hey, what's up? I messaged him, hey, how are you? And he was like, I'm going on a boat tomorrow. Want to come? I'm like,
No.
Are people out of their fucking minds?
Yeah,
Like, no, I don't want to go in the middle of the ocean with you on a boat.
no.
Okay, somebody asked, which I think is a good question. Why do most women not want to marry now versus back in the day? People were more open to getting married.
I mean, I think this generation as a whole is traumatized. Marriage statistically is like, what, 70% divorce rate at
Probably
this point?
more.
Yeah.
Probably more.
I mean, everybody's traumatized.
I think it's because the morals have changed. So, like, I took my wedding vows very seriously. And they meant something to me.
Same.
So, and I tried to live by them up until the very end. So, for someone not to take it as serious,
Yeah.
and even before this person, I really wasn't.
I don't think people take it seriously anymore.
I mean, I didn't care for marriage, but once I knew I was getting married, I was like, all right, I'm all in. Like, I'm gonna stand up here and I'm gonna make my vows and I'm gonna stand by them.
Yeah.
And when somebody doesn't do that, it's like, bro, fuck this. I'm not doing this.
It like devalues the whole concept of marriage.
Absolutely. Like, you're supposed to be, and I understand that when you get married, listen, you go through a lot of hard shit. Like, There's ups and downs, and that is true. You have to put the work in.
A lot of communication and a lot of forgiveness, because you can't just go, oh, he pissed me off, I'm
this
leaving.
Is the person you chose, and the vows that you made was for better or for worse, till death do us part, sickness and in health, and people just don't live by those things because they're like, oh, fuck it, I'm tired, or I'm done, or no.
So I'm gonna give like a bit of a different perspective here. I also feel like women don't want to get married now because there is maybe due to the trauma from being traumatized, women are becoming hyper independent. And it's to the point where women are like, I don't need a man for what? Why am I going to get married? I just want like a companion, whatever, you know. So as time has gone on, I feel like people's core values kind of change because and again, it could be because of trauma, but we've been forced to become this independent. So it's hard for us at some point to meet someone where even if we did want to get married, it's hard for us to let go and allow someone to take care of us as a husband, or you know, allow us to be vulnerable enough to let them lead as a man, you know.
Well, I mean, we could all blame this on, and I don't know if you guys agree with me or not, but that feminist bullshit. Like, I personally love gender roles. Not to say I am very career driven and I love my career and I love being independent, because I don't like to have to fall back on a man, and I know that I got it regardless of what happens. But that has played everything into shit. Like, women have become so much more masculine than men, and then men have to kind of lower their masculinity to like and it sucks because, listen, at the end of the day, if both of you are career driven and independent, but when you come home, there's gender roles, I love that. Like, that's how, I don't know, I feel like that's how it should be. But again,
that's an evolved way of thinking too, because back in the day, it wasn't that you both are career driven and you both come home. It's back in the day, it was you're home and he comes home, and then you have your gender roles.
It's all about the extremes, right? Which we're seeing in everything.
Yeah.
It's too much of an extreme from one to the other that has fucked up the whole system. I mean,
I'm gonna touch bases on that a little bit more too. There is literally a whole population of females that desire to pursue men that are married. So a part of me is like, why do I want to get married if he's gonna have a ring on and a random bitch is gonna see that ring and automatically get turned on at the fact that he's a good guy
because he has his shit together when they see a ring.
But that's just like a whole other, why even girls do that, like,
well, we're getting into it, bitch. We're girl talking. This is what it is.
It's just like, it's a fucked up, like everything just got fucked up at some point or another. For whatever reason, the roles just reversed, and women started acting like dudes, and dudes started acting like fucking,
they're sassy,
like Naomi says, sassy ass men.
Yeah,
so I don't know. I guess that's why there's less people getting married now. And there was a whole ass dating app for fucking married people.
Yeah,
Ashley Madison documentary was fucking crazy.
Dude, this shit's wild.
Crazy. So if you guys don't know what we're talking about, there's a documentary on Netflix, right?
Yeah, Netflix.
It's called Ashley Madison, and Ashley Madison was a website back in the day. They're still up and running.
They are.
Not an app, it's a website. It's a dating website for married people who are looking to cheat on their spouses, men or women. And the idea of it is, you know, it's quiet. No one's going to find out. You're both married. You both just want to step out of your marriages and sleep with somebody else real quick and call it a day. So, I mean, there's, you know, things like this that are supporting people and making it easier for people to cheat on each other if they really wanted to. And they, like, and that's another thing, too, is, like, people stay in marriages way too long. I don't know. Marriage is just fucked.
As I was saying earlier when we were getting out of the car, I was like, it's crazy to me how many people are together that are not in love, and how many people are in love and not together because of circumstances. So it's a twisted world that we're in right now.
Or people stay with each other for the kids. Man, fuck them kids. Like, you need to be happy for you.
Shit, at this point.
You can't, if you're not happy with yourself and how you're living your life, your child is never gonna see you happy.
Yeah.
They're not gonna know what a happy mom is as an individual, And that's sad.
Yeah.
And I think children, even to touch on this, I believe some kids, especially the ones that really didn't know divorce, some of them are even happier than kids that see their parents together and fighting all the time.
100%.
Because they have their full attention from the parent that they're with at that time, and that parent focuses solely on the child. They get 2 birthday parties, they get 2 Christmases, like, what?
That's why you gotta teach the kids though. Now you're gonna get 2 Christmases. Now you're gonna get 2, and if they're young enough, it's not really like my parents got divorced when I was like 11 or something. Like, and I remember when they told me, or when my mom told me, I was like, oh, okay, good. You guys fight a lot.
Mind you,
like
I've had a great childhood. My parents still together till this day. They've been kicking it. I've seen how they bicker and they argue, but they love each other. Like, my family is so like surrounded by love. And it's a beautiful thing. And I commend them for how hard they had to work to keep that relationship like that. I didn't see my parents argue ever. They kept that shit behind closed doors. And I applaud them for it. I think that this is also the reason and the way that I am is because of that love that I saw.
Yeah.
Which is what I want to give my kid ultimately.
Okay, so next question. This is completely off topic, but we're going to ask it anyways because we don't give a fuck here about shit. So someone wants to know what we think or what are our opinions of using dildos on men.
Ew.
We went from marriage to like pegging.
Ew. You want to go first? Because I have a lot to say about this topic.
This is all I'm going to say about it. If I ever fuck you in the butt, I will never respect you again. I'll never look at you the same. To me, now you're my bitch. And that's just that. Like, there are other things with the butt that are fine, but a dildo in the butt is a no fucking go.
Yeah.
Not for me.
I've had a lot of experiences in life, and fucking a dude with a dildo is definitely not one of them. I don't think I could ever do that.
No, absolutely
not.
No,
me neither.
If a guy asked me to do that, I'd be like, yo, this was great until it wasn't.
Gotta go.
This ain't me. This is what I need. Listen, I'm not a dyke for that reason.
Well, no. I mean, I've dabbled in that field too,
guys.
So, and even then, it's definitely like a masculine role.
But no, I could never look at a man the same. If he tells me that, I'd be like, ew.
No. Yeah, I wouldn't want to.
No.
At all.
No.
At all whatsoever.
Yeah. So, guys, if that's a fantasy...
I mean, if that's your thing, do you and find someone who actually enjoys it. But you have 3 women here saying that we pretty much have the same opinion on this. So, all right. Philip wants to know, do women like for the guy to actually make the first move?
Yes.
Agreed.
Without a doubt.
100%.
I'm very shy until I'm not. But it has to get there. I will never make the first move.
Yeah.
Never. I could be so into you and I could be dying for you to make the first move, but I will never make the first move because I feel like that's a guy's role. Like, take charge, do it.
Mm-hmm. I feel like if you let the woman make the first move, you're kind of like setting a tone for the rest of the relationship.
Absolutely.
Like, no, you got to take the initiative. You got to make sure that I know that you're
She's
want to pursue me.
She's going to give you signs.
Yeah,
like,
for
it's not going to be something that you can't tell.
For sure.
Yeah. I think the same thing. And I don't know why, like, most of these dating apps now, once you match with somebody, the woman has to message first. I don't like that. I feel like if you match with somebody, then you already both match. So why can't the guy like message you first? I feel like on those apps, that's like a flaw.
Those apps are a whole nother.
No, they're horrible, but like I don't like, there's so many times in the past that I've matched with people and I'm like, I'm not messaging them.
Listen, you go to a bar and guys can be giving you the eye the whole time. They will not come up to you.
Well, it's a fear of rejection thing, but it's like at the same time, women also fear rejection, but it's not like we have more to lose, but if we get rejected, that's one thing. But then also, again, like Naomi said, it sets the tone for the rest of the relationship. The woman is always going to kind of feel like she likes you more if she had to make the first move, because let's be real, guys will say yes to any girl, right? Like, for the most part. I feel like if a girl makes the first move and the guy goes along with it or whatever, like, me personally, I would always kind of feel like are we only hanging out because I went up to him?
Yes.
Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like the guy should pursue the girl. If you get rejected, okay, have a nice night. That's it.
Well, I'm one that I drive on like desire too. So if I don't feel like you're desiring me in that way, it's not gonna work for me.
I feel like it's a turn off.
Yeah,
I've had a lot of guys tell me like, "Oh, I think you're really attractive, but like you're so intimidating." I'm like,
"Oh
you're
my
a
god!"
bitch.
I've heard
People
that
tell me that.
You're
many
a
times.
bitch. You're basically a bitch.
You're too much.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
I've heard the intimidating thing
I hate
my
it.
entire life.
Mine is
so
for my
annoying.
personality. Like I'm very bubbly and I'm a lot and I'm very real. Like from the get. Like I don't. There's no walls that you have to go through, right? Like I'm me. And once I see that a guy is intimidated, that's a turn off in itself. Like if you cannot match my energy or be happy, and I can tell. Like there's guys that see me talk and if I'm on a first date and they're engaged to my energy, that's an automatic attraction to me. If they're already standoffish and they get awkward and they shy away from me, I already know I'm too much for him.
Yeah.
I need a guy who I'm like, wait a second. He's gonna personality, like do me
Outshine
and
you.
all that. Yeah, and I'm like, no.
Like for me personally, I've always taken it as like, okay, they're intimidated because of my size. I'm extra tall for a female. I'm 5'8", so you know I kind of get it. Like, all right, cool.
That's tall in Miami though, because you
Yeah.
go to like Texas and you're average
Yeah.
height.
I don't know.
You're
I've
small.
been
Like
to- yeah.
people from other states tell me that I'm tiny. I'm like, no, I'm average.
I'm a midget to other
like,
people. Like
I'm
I
average.
wish somebody would tell me I'm tiny. In my mind, I'm tiny. I'm
I
like a little fairy
I love
and
to be
shit.
tiny, by
Yeah.
the way. I like to feel very
So do you
small.
think they tell you you're intimidating because you're tall?
I think that has a big part in it. Obviously, my personality is pretty big as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm very outspoken. I'm very, what you see is what you get. So I think it has to do with both. But I've had guys tell me that even before they've had a conversation with me.
Yeah.
So, and the reality of it is if you get to know me, bro, I'm like a big teddy bear. You know what I mean? I'm not intimidating at all. I'm probably one of the most understanding, open people in the world. So, I don't know. Automatically they tell me like, oh, you're intimidating.
That's
you're a
because we're
bitch.
water sign, bitch.
That's what it is.
Not me. But I'm always surrounded by them, clearly.
You love us.
I only
Yeah.
fucking attract water signs like
The
all the
best.
time. But I love you guys. Okay, leading into the next question, someone said, why doesn't she acknowledge me and how good of a man I am? Like, why won't someone acknowledge how good of a man somebody is? And I personally think it's because she's not interested.
1,000%.
Like, if
Here
you
we
if
go with the percentages again.
1,000%, take a shot every time May says 1,000%.
Every time I say a percentage, just
At least there's no
Take a
fruit
shot.
flies today.
there isn't.
Right?
Right?
What I put a little trap up there the other day.
That's probably what it is.
So yeah, I don't think that the girl's interested if you truly are a good guy and you're not just saying that because you want to believe you are, but you're actually a piece of shit. Like if you're really a good guy and she doesn't see it, then move on. She don't see it, or she's just not interested. I don't think
Or
there's...
she may not be at a place either. There's a lot of toxicas out here, dude. I'm telling you.
A lot of
there's-
them.
So she
A
may not be
lot.
at a place where she's really even interested in a good guy. You know what I mean? There's a lot of women that have to go through really shitty men in order to appreciate a good guy. So if she's not into you and you genuinely are a good person, consider it a favor. Move on.
I will say this. In the times that I dated and that I met men, right? And it didn't go anywhere. I still made it a point. Maybe it's because I'm so nice, but I still made it a point and I recognized that I did have quality men. And I told them, like, you are great. I met great fathers, which that shocked me. Because coming from... No, let me retract.
Yeah.
To see a man take care of their child in every possible way, like if they were a mother figure, it is very attractive. And that I personally had not seen. And I'm not even talking about my ex. I'm more so talking about my own father. Again, with the gender roles, my mom did everything. So to see these men take care of their children to that level is very honorable. And I would tell these men, hey, listen, this isn't going to work out for me, but I think the world of you.
like you just didn't feel a connection with them at the end of the day.
Yeah, but I wanted to make sure that they knew that it wasn't anything that they did wrong, and I thought that they were great because I have had the privilege of meeting great men. It just didn't work, and that's okay. Yeah. And I think if more people said that, the dating world would be a lot easier.
But too. Again, like, it goes back to the girl just not being interested in that way. So like,
there's something that there's a disconnect.
Yeah, it's not that, you know, maybe she does see that you're a good man, but she again not interested.
May drops the "it's not you, it's me."
It's me. Oh, all the time. I'm like, listen, nah. I just want to stay home and drink wine and watch Netflix and like no. Yeah.
So, the same person asked, is cheating ever acceptable if both people are doing it?
Never.
I've never understood. If you're both cheating, why are you together? Yeah. Like, if obviously there's some type of...
Even if one of you is cheating, why don't you leave? Like...
I can understand staying with somebody and forgiving them if they made a mistake and they cheated and they learned their lesson, blah, 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 the same rules that they always, you know, the same shit
if they mistakenly fell onto somebody's dick.
Exactly. So I can understand, you know, forgiving and trying to move past it. But if you both made a decision that you're actively cheating on each other, bro, just split up. What's the point? Like, there's too many STDs out here. There's too much shit in this world.
I don't know how that doesn't scare more people.
I don't know, especially like, here,
bro. Like honestly, I see the shit that people are participating in, and I'm like, you're not nervous? Like, yeah, okay, you could take an antibiotic. Why do you want to even put yourself in that predicament? Like, I've never understood that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, I don't know, because for me, intimacy is a very huge thing. Like, I don't get intimate with someone.
Yeah, like you're not like a one night stand person.
No, I've never had a one night stand. Like I have to feel something, and I have to want the person, and I have to show my feelings through intimacy. But once I have feelings, I can't just.
I can
go ahead and. I can't. I've never understood that, and I get him like. I don't know. Anytime a guy has even tried to make a move and I kind of like him, but I'm not there.
You feel like it's too soon.
It's a turnoff for me, and I get the ick real quick, and I'm like, nope, well, and I shut it down. Like
for me, that's a little bit different because I can sleep with somebody without giving a fuck about them. Not that I've do it often or whatever, but I have in the past. For me, it's like if that happens, like off rip, like one night stand, then I already know what time it is, and I expect nothing from you. I don't expect anything to come from this. I don't, whatever. Yeah. But if I actually like you and we're talking and whatever, and you try to make a move super quick, then I'm like, bro, like we're trying to build something here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. For me, it's a little bit different.
For me, I don't know. I'm not like a one night stand girly. It's not my thing. I definitely have to be attracted to you, but I for sure have had sexual attractions to people that it's solely based off of a sexual attraction. Like, you're a great fuck, and I want to continue to hook up with you, but I never want to be in a relationship with you.
I've never been able to do that. I've never been
like that for years.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever like been just fucking like one person and not actually been in some sort of relationship with them.
I have, for sure. No. For years.
Yeah.
For years. And
I've never had.
It's like a mutual agreement, and the reason why it's lasted as long as it's lasted is because we both
You're on the same page.
Yeah, we're on the same page. Like, we both know that this is a sexual
attraction. Is
that
like a situationship? Is that what you're talking about?
It's not even a situationship because it's literally
no, because you're being honest with each other.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, no rules. You're not crossing any boundaries. Like, we're not going out on dates. We're not going out like in public to hang out with each other. It's just strictly, I got an itch. I need to come by and scratch it, and then I'll catch you in a couple of weeks again.
Yeah.
You know? So, and it works as long as you're both open with each other and you're on the same page.
I have my tools to help me with that.
Oh, for sure.
I don't need and no.
For sure.
This podcast needs like a sex toy sponsorship.
Yes.
It would be like perfect.
Do you have a favorite sex toy?
Yeah, I have a favorite sex toy.
Okay. I'm gonna talk about that later. I need some recommendations. It's been a while.
I have
Amazon.
I have two favorite ones. Yeah.
All right. Someone said, why is it so hard for women to decide what to eat?
Oh my God. And you know this. I don't eat unless I'm craving what I want to eat.
But do you know what you're craving all the time? Because
no, half of the time. That's why usually I don't eat till like 3 or 4. Like today, I haven't ate shit, guys. I ate a salad. Stupid me. For lunch. But yeah, like I always have my core 4, which is sushi, Mexican.
Fire.
No, I think I only have 2. It's either sushi or Mexican. And yeah, so I usually start to like think of, okay, what am I craving?
Tacos are a go-to for me all the time. Like I can have a good taco at any point.
And sushi, crispy rice with
tacos.
like spicy tuna. I love spicy tuna.
Yeah.
I love it.
Just give me tacos and make
again, why is it so hard for women to decide what to eat?
You know what? If you give options, just give the girl the option and she'll eventually say, okay, yeah, that's what I want to eat. Because sometimes you don't think about it, right?
It has to be a multiple choice.
Yeah, and half of the
time, like A, sushi, B, tacos, or C, pizza?
No, but it's not even that, because you have to tell me from which restaurant.
No, está muy complicado.
Oh yeah, you have to tell me you want sushi from here or from here.
Okay, but why? Why are you like this? That's the question.
I don't know. Well, I have really bad eating habits. You know this. Yeah. Like I don't eat fast food. I have to literally eat what I crave, and it's usually from some kind of restaurant. Sometimes I want like home cooked meals if they're available to me, like when my mother cooks.
I'm not a foodie. Like I don't really give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck.
I love food, but I eat like little. She's seen me. Like I'll order so much shit and take like 3 bites.
Yeah.
I eat the same shit every day because I eat for function, not for fun. So I mean, I'll eat the same shit every day. Like for me, it's like whatever.
I'm not difficult.
Yeah, I'm not like, difficult whatever. At all. Like if people's. I'm more so the type of person that I let everyone else choose where we're going, and then I'll just find something that I could eat there.
Same.
And I don't care.
No, I mean, I'm not difficult either in that sense. Like
she just gave the biggest explanation as to why she's so damn difficult.
No. But if a guy tells me I really want to eat this, it has to be sushi or Mexican though.
Oh.
Okay. I really want to eat sushi or Mexican. Maybe.
Well, listen, I don't know about you, but like Cuban food, do not take me to go eat Cuban food. Because I could make that shit. Like, why am I gonna go?
No, take me to Chico's. Fuck
I
that.
love Chico's.
No.
Give me un bistec empanizado.
No. Bistec empanizado, you know which one's the best for me and that I've loved so far? Is Sandwiches. It's on 8th Street. And they open one in, like, North Miami. That is the best.
Okay. So...
Okay, so then, yeah, it doesn't have to be sushi and Mexican. It could be, like, pan con bites too.
But not the one that she can make for herself.
Oh, and Flanagan.
But here it turns into the maid dating show. Like this is maid telling people what she wants. They just want because they want to know why is this so difficult. And maid turns it into I love tacos.
Okay, I'm complicated. This is why it's so difficult. I'm just giving it to you right now because have you seen how many things I've said in 2 seconds?
Yes.
Women are complicated, period. That's why it's so hard for us.
Just deal with the fact that they never know what the fuck they want to eat. Give them some options. If you know a girl, you already know what she likes to eat. Just fucking keep it simple. It doesn't have to be too crazy.
It's not that serious.
All right. Someone else asked, which I think is a good question. To let them know what are little things that bug us that they might not notice.
Oh, God. I don't even know. When you're eating and you make that...
Oh yeah. Oh, but that's just like general like manners.
Disgusting. I hate it. It's such a turn off. I can't.
I feel like for me it's very basic shit. Like if you shave, clean out the sink. Don't leave your fucking hair all over the sink.
Put the toilet seat down.
Put the toilet seat
down.
I'm so easygoing with all that shit. Like if I love somebody, nothing that they do bothers me.
How about like if you first meet a dude and he immediately does something? What gives you the ick? Like when you first meet somebody or you're first talking to somebody?
I went out on a date with one guy. The first date was great. The second date, which I was a little iffy about, you know this one.
I know the story.
He showed up with cargo shorts and his keys clipped to his shorts. That was an instant no. I was like, Benny, this is done.
Keys clipped to the shorts. Don't do it.
Jesus sandals. Like I was like, no, this is not me.
I don't like when men wear thong sandals either.
Me neither.
Like I don't.
Unless I've grown to tolerate it at the beach.
Yeah, there's a time and a
Tolerate
place.
it.
Like if we're going to a pool,
I don't know
we're
what's
going to
worse.
the
I don't like
beach,
thong
all
sandals.
right.
I don't know what's worse between thong sandals and Crocs. I really don't.
Oh, bitch, I love Crocs.
I
live in Crocs.
I
I
love
can't.
Crocs.
I cannot
I
with
live
the
in
fucking
them.
Crocs.
Especially the camouflage ones.
Listen, I don't care. Like when I see nurses in Crocs, I'm like, I get it. They're comfortable. Chefs, I get it. They're like non-slip, supposedly, whatever. But I don't know. There's just something about Crocs I don't like.
I mean, don't wear them like on a date.
Yeah,
like,
of
that's a
course.
no go.
That's-
You know,
yeah,
but if you're chilling
course.
around the house, then
Yeah.
I'll definitely rock a pair of
I'd
Crocs.
rather have you rock a pair of Crocs than thong sandals in the
Facts.
house. Like,
Facts.
come on.
Yeah, I don't like the thong sandals. I don't.
No.
I just don't. I mean, men don't have the cutest toes, so like, don't put them on display as much as you possibly can.
Nah.
What else gives us the ick?
I have a lot of icks.
What gives me the ick? I don't know.
I think
Excessive amounts of body hair personally give me the ick.
a dude that's easily obtainable by anybody.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
if you have community dick and I know 85 people that you've been with and I know that pretty much anybody can have you, is
You know what else? Like arrogance, because I feel like
Cockiness, yeah.
some guys don't know the line between confidence and arrogance. And once you cross that line, and it's a very thin one, once you cross it and you start talking to people with that amount of arrogance, it's just like, shut the fuck up, bro.
Oh, I know which one. If a guy thinks he's cuter than me. Oh, no, papa.
Is that like an arrogance thing?
No, listen. If a guy tells me, which I've had it happen, oh, you look great, but wait till I get dressed.
No.
Ew! The fuck? Like,
we're in a competition or
what?
something?
Like,
sassy.
sassy,
Sassy.
yeah. I'm like, nah,
That is
Bobby,
a
you're
word.
supposed to wait for me to get dressed and be like, damn. you outdid me.
Yeah.
Like,
No, not even that. Just you look great, period. Not even you outdid me, because
I've literally had a guy tell me, you look great, but wait till I get dressed.
I know.
Ew.
Yeah, no.
No.
Gay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's about the most icks we're gonna give you guys.
It's enough.
Let's see. Oh, someone asked the same thing. Why do girls mostly have guy friends? It's not okay for guys to have girlfriends. Interesting.
Okay, yeah, but that one's different than the other one.
No, it's the same shit.
No.
Why do girls have guy friends?
No, because it was about being platonic. No, so this
That's
one is
friendship.
Yeah, but this one's different because a girl can be friends with a guy without having that sexual interest.
Correct.
Because we're motherly. So we see you in like, we start to see you in like this family sense, like, you know, this is my big brother, like that.
Mm-hmm.
But a man always has an ulterior motive.
Listen, there's a
Or they have that, oh, I might, if I just do it right, I might have this chance.
That's
There's a
literally what
quote
we're saying.
that I
Like the
live
same guys are always thinking some other shit's gonna happen down the road eventually when she breaks up with her boyfriend at some point.
Yeah.
There's a quote that I live by, and I have said it a bazillion times, and I'll say it a bazillion times more. A shoulder to cry on is a dick to ride on. So, like, if a man is friends with a female, in a majority of cases, he'll be like, oh, you know, she just broke up with her man. She really needs a guy to talk to, or she just needs somebody to be there for her. No. No, we're not doing that. She doesn't need you to be there for her. She wants to either hop on your dick or she's trying to replace you with the dick that she just lost. Like, no, it's
Yeah.
that's why it's not okay for men to have female friends.
Women
because
women have more boundaries when it comes to that.
I agree.
For the most part. Some
I
women
don't
are
think,
fucking
I
loose.
don't think I would like my man to have a girl best friend because I'm supposed to be your girl best friend. Like,
Yeah, but what if he knew her before you?
no. But what I mean is,
you can't be friends anymore.
No. What I mean is, I'm not jealous.
Tell her no.
That is one thing that I'm jealous with. Like, I want to be the person that you tell absolutely everything with.
Yeah, but
That
that's
you
not saying
feel-
that he wouldn't tell you everything. It's just that they have
Yeah,
a
but
friend.
you have someone else in your life that you share that part of you with, and I'm not okay with
like
that.
for me, I would have to see the vibe between the two people.
It has nothing to do with sexual.
If
vibes or
I
nothing like
see
that.
a vibe that I know y'all fucked at some point, I'm not gonna be cool with your homegirl.
And we know. Let me tell
Oh,
you,
yeah.
we know.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. We know.
Yeah. Do women feel the content shown on social media has made men feel too comfortable being aggressive?
I don't think they're aggressive enough. I don't think they're aggressive enough. Men
You're
have
crazy.
become complete bitches. Like,
Sassy.
sassy. Yeah.
Okay, that depends. Well, okay. This person could be asking it in the sense of like just DMing because men will say whatever in a DM.
Because they feel so comfortable
in
typing
person
something
it's different.
behind. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about
Okay.
just in the social media aspect.
Okay.
Does the content you post, do you feel like that makes men be more aggressive on the internet? Because we can't say in person because they don't know what content we post. Like if we go out right now, these people don't know what our Instagrams are.
So I think we all post things completely different. Like, obviously you're a model and you post, you know,
provocatively.
I post mostly things about my kid, and maybe here and there I'll post like a cute selfie, whatever. But and you,
I mean, I go through waves.
Yeah.
I've definitely, had my stage where I posted a lot more provocative photos. I've posted photos in thongs. But I did actually realize, because I was doing that it gives this false illusion that
Yes.
I'm some type of hoe, and that
Yes.
it just gives you the open door to come in and, hey, I want to fuck you. Like, no.
So
thank
it's
you.
so then
Yeah.
the question is true. Whatever we post makes men feel like more aggressive.
Correct.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
yeah, I think
I agree. My DMs are disgusting.
Yeah. Mine too, and I don't even post like that anymore.
No, I've never had anybody go completely off. Like, it's all very PG. No,
But your
it
page is private.
My page is private.
Is yours
but-
private?
No.
Okay.
No.
But whatever the guys have, like, said, oh, you look beautiful, linda, like, stuff like that, but it's nothing like, explicit shit. It's
for
always
me,
like on.
it's super explicit.
No.
Yeah.
Gross. But yeah, obviously the content that I post makes them feel that they can, but I mean, I don't respond to DMs anyway, so it always is gonna fall on deaf ears. So
I mean, I think that we need to reiterate or make it very clear to the male species, just because a female is posting a picture of her body, that is not an open invitation to slide in her DM and be inappropriate. It's a major turnoff. At the end of the day, she could just be posting it because she feels good about her body, or she's, maybe she was insecure at one point in her life and she worked really hard to look the way she does now, and
Yeah, and she's
and
proud.
she's just proud of it. That's my case in particular. You guys have seen me at my heaviest compared to now. Like, I'm just comfortable with who I am, and I worked hard for that too. So I think that people get this false illusion based off of what you're posting, but the reality of it is that Instagram and social media, it's not real, guys. It's not. It's a persona that people are portraying online.
I get that, and I applaud you for the way that you said that about you being very proud of where you have been.
Yeah.
And that's great, but the reality is that some women, because I've given this advice myself to someone else who is like that, and I'm like, listen, especially when you're being single, right? What you give out
Is what you attract.
is what you attract.
I agree.
And then once you put that out there, most guys won't take you serious because that's what you put, right? And I'm not talking about you, because yes, you're right in that aspect, but I've seen other bitches that it's not because
They're proud.
they're
mean,
proud.
listen,
It's
at
cloud chasing, or like, come look at me. And
at the end of the day, social media is for attention.
Oh, yeah,
I
of
don't care
course.
if you're
It is.
an attorney, a stay-at-home mom, a model, a fucking porn star, una vieja. It doesn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, you post to get attention. You post because you're like, I look good. I want people to see this shit. So
Tell me I'm pretty.
yeah,
well, you
so
post
it doesn't
when
matter.
you feel at your best. Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the fuck you post, I think, or what kind of page you have or whatever. A woman who's in suits all day can post one bikini picture and she will get the same amount of aggressive photos as someone whose their
Yes.
entire feed is bikini pictures, because now you open the doors for that. So
I will
and you did do it for attention, because all of a sudden you decided to post your bikini picture.
Because you were feeling yourself, and
Like-
there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
but
I'm
you
not
have to know
obviously.
that that's what's coming.
I'm not bashing it at all. To me, I'm
will
like, be
say
naked.
too that it also depends on the person. Like me personally, I've always been told, oh, tú tienes una cara de puta, tú eres tremenda, exótica. You know, like I could literally wear a potato sack and just make like una mueca, and they're still like, oh my god, I want to bang you, and I'm like, dude, I'm wearing
That's those
like una
killer eyes.
batacasa.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
it's the eyes. eyes. That's what it is.
It's the eyes
and the dark hair.
The eyes, Chico. They never lie.
Yep.
No, yeah. I've been told the same. Like the fuck me faces, whatever.
Yeah.
Like you can't even help that shit at some point.
Dude, I'm in a bata casa. Like, I'm in pajamas.
I have a hard time taking sexy photos.
Why?
She knows this.
Why?
Because I can't turn that shit on.
I feel like I can't turn it off.
No,
Like,
I can't turn that shit on. Like, I'm
Same. I try to take a selfie smiling, and I'm like, why do my eyes look like that all the time? Like
not...
like
those Nala eyes.
right? Like what the fuck with these lashes?
I can do it in the moment where I feel sexy and I can be very like, but I can't just like I can't do it. I don't know what it is. I think it's because I'm always so like goofy and playful that I can't.
No, you feel like you can.
Yeah.
Anybody can.
I can't. Yeah.
Nah, but
Anybody
I think that you do too in your own way. You know what I mean? What you may portray as sexy may not be the same thing as someone perceives as sexy. Like you may post in, let's say, your pencil skirt when you're doing like your corporate events or whatever, and to you it may just be a normal day, a normal event, and some guy may be like, "Damn, that bitch looks fine as
Not
fuck."
that, but like she'll post in a bikini on a boat, and she
Yeah.
thinks she doesn't look sexy, but she has her hair fucking flipped to one side, her
Like a
foot.
mermaid.
Any guy would look at that and be like, "Damn, like what the fuck," you know? And to her, it's just like, "I'm a mermaid,"
Yeah.
and everyone else is like, "I want to fuck this bitch." Like it just is what it is. Like the perception of
That's what
sexiness
I'm
is
saying.
different.
I don't do it in that.
You don't
provocative
you don't
sense.
purposely
Like,
take pictures like come bang me, but you've taken sexy pictures. It's just your rendition of what is sexy.
Perception is everything.
It's everything.
Yeah.
It's everything. Next question. Why do women go to the bathroom in groups?
Oh, I love
we got
going to
this.
the- oh
we
my
got this
God.
question multiple
There's
times.
serial killers in there.
Yeah,
guys.
literally, because we just don't want to go alone, especially if we're drinking.
Yeah.
To me, that's what it is.
And you always meet your best friends in the bathroom too.
Yes.
Like, you so fucking hot. Yeah,
I love it.
I love it.
You know how many bitches I've met from like
Yeah.
Nashville and shit in the bathroom, and I'm like, Vanessa, look, this is my new BFF, and she's like, get over here, bitch. Stop talking to
We're
her.
so friendly.
You guys don't understand the level of like self-confidence and like
Yes.
motivational
When you meet
speeches
your
that we
own
have in the
women.
bathroom.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I
Or like
love
when you go to the
bathroom.
fuck
bathroom.
that guy. He
Yes.
doesn't deserve you.
Yes.
She's like puking and you're just like
Wiping
randomly
her
wiping
fucking
her
sweat.
face
Yeah.
and shit. Like,
Yeah.
He doesn't deserve you.
I saw him here with Jenna, and you're like, fuck
Fuck
Jenna.
Jenna.
Yeah, it's the
for
best.
sure.
I love seeing bitches cry in the
Female
bathroom.
bathrooms
Like,
are lit.
you saw him looking at that girl, and I'm like, bitch, don't even worry about
Yeah,
it.
fuck that guy. It's the best.
You want me
but-
to fuck her up? Where's she at?
Yeah.
Let's go take a shot. No, I would never. Mine's like, come on, let's go take a shot.
Yeah.
Come on.
I think that we actually go to we don't go to the bathroom to make friends. It just happens in there. But I think we go to the bathroom more so in groups when we're drinking. Because
Yeah.
it's kind of like, what if I bust my ass? What if I throw up? Like, I'm going to be sick. I need my friend with me, whatever.
It's like moral support. you
Yeah,
know?
it's just whatever. You just go together. Usually there's always a line, so you might as well all get it
Yeah.
out of the way at the same time. Just
entertain each other
go
while you're waiting
pee.
in that line.
yeah, I
Did you
mean,
see that bitch in the orange shirt?
That's also too, I feel like a cultural thing.
What?
Yeah, like I would never go out with Vanny. I mean, I would never do this in itself, but I would never go out with Vanny and tell her, all right, bitch, I met this guy and I'm going home with him. Never.
Oh, no.
Never. That's never happened.
First of all, that's not a real friend if they're letting you leave with some guy
Yeah,
that you
absolutely.
know. Like,
But I think
no.
it's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
Like, Hispanic bitches be like, nah, tú estás... Coge el número de él y tú lo llamas mañana. That's
Yeah.
it. Like, no.
Bitch, you're drunk. Tomorrow he's gonna be ugly as fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
He's not even that cute.
Not even cute, dude.
Yeah. It's true.
all right. Speaking of not cute, does size matter?
Yes and no.
The guys are like, fuck, man. We still don't know. What's the definite
No,
answer?
yes, it matters. You don't have to be huge. Let me make that clear, because I've had men that are extremely large and they suck at intimacy. And then I've also had men that are considered average, and I'm just like, my God, that was the best lay ever. So no, it doesn't necessarily matter. I think what you're capable of doing with that is what makes a huge difference. And also, it's not even about the size, bro. It's literally about how you're willing to please your partner. A lot of men, unfortunately, nowadays don't understand what it takes to please a woman. A lot of women's pleasure comes from foreplay. A lot of women's pleasure comes from, you know, intimacy, touching, rubbing, kissing. That's really where it's at. So you could have a little shrimp but be amazing at giving head, and hey, she may be in love with that, you know? So
Yeah.
I would say not necessarily, no.
I don't think it's necessary either. Because I think sexual arousal is all mental too.
I agree.
Like, if you're a sexual being who can get aroused off of anything, like me pleasing my partner turns me on. Like that's my
For sure.
my thing. That's what gets me going.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, obviously, the bigger the better for me.
I don't really care about size. Honestly, like if it's too big, it's uncomfortable.
I can see
and
that.
you can't like bust out all the tricks you would with like.
Well, the
average...
technique is different depending on the size.
You have to,
right?
It's completely different.
It's really different.
Like if you ride someone with an average dick, you can whatever. If it's bigger, it's like, okay, wait a second, this is like slightly uncomfortable.
I'm a reverse cowgirl
Yeah.
girly. So if you're not working with anything, obviously that position doesn't work.
Yeah.
And if you are too large, that position doesn't work because I feel like I'm like
It's too much.
you know,
Yeah.
like it's a little bit too much.
I think it just depends on like your connection with that person, like. and
If
just-
it fits, it fits. Whether it's small or it's big or it's average, if it works, it works.
If
and
it's
that's
small, make up for it in different ways.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
that's really what it's about.
Again, intimacy is, for me, it's on feelings. So,
I'm gonna tell you guys a story later. I'm not gonna do it on this podcast.
I can only imagine.
Why do so many women not eat until they have the possibility to eat the food of their date or partner? I guess saying I'm not hungry, and then when your boyfriend has food, you pick at his food.
I'm never really hungry, so I never like to eat order a full plate. You know this. So I like to pick at food, but in all honesty, I'm gonna take 3 bites of something and be done with it. So if I'm on a date or I'm with my man and he knows this already, which that to me is like a form of like he likes me a lot, like he cares about me.
Share your food with me.
If he
Love
knows,
language.
if he knows, all right, I have to order a lot of food because she's gonna not order for herself and she's gonna pick at mine. Then just do that. Like,
I don't
be
really
proactive.
pick at my man's food ever, or on a date. Like I just order what I want to eat. I've never been like, let me get that. I'll do it with you and
Yeah,
like
we
my
do it
friends,
all the
but
time.
like with a guy, like I've never been the type to like reach over and fucking grab your food.
I think just as like a common courtesy, you should always offer whatever you have. Like
Of
if your
course.
partner has
Wanna
something
try this?
different, like
Yeah.
hey, you want to try mine? You know, like that's to me just common courtesy. I think really. So
Listen,
you should
I
take
was-
it as like a.
I was in a relationship where somebody did not ever let me touch their plate of food,
No, that's a
and that
problem.
was super fucking
That's a
annoying.
problem. Yeah.
And I gained so much weight. What? Because I don't like to throw away food. So then I had to order my own plate of food. And then I had to feel like I had to somewhat try my hardest to finish it. And it was just chaotic. And I don't like it. I
Just let
don't
her try
like
your
it.
food, bro. Just let her have a piece.
Yeah, literally, I take 3 bites of something and I'm full. I'm like, all right, I'm done. Give me more. Just give me more liquor. I'm good. I like certain places because of the drinks
I
instead of the food.
hate spending money on food. It's like a pet peeve of mine.
Really?
Because I feel like you're just gonna shit it out anyways. you
Liquor
know?
too,
Like-
though.
And liquor's
I
the
like to
same
spend
thing.
money
So
on
I'd
food.
rather like stay at home. I'm more of a like stay at home and vibe in the backyard with my plants.
No,
and my
that
alcohols,
yeah,
you know, like,
yeah.
Than to go out and like buy and drink and stuff. To me, it's overpriced.
Like
it's
people ask me like,
overrated.
what's your favorite restaurant? I'm like, I
Uh-uh.
don't know. The steaks I make in my house. I don't know. Like I don't.
My
even-
favorite restaurant.
My favorite restaurant is in Cali, and it's a fucking street truck with tacos, and that shit was
Yeah?
so fire.
Oh my
Bro,
God,
I
I
went on a
could
date one
imagine.
time.
Cali has the best street tacos.
Bro,
Yeah.
the
Street
best
food.
street tacos.
Or the
dude.
mango with tahini in it.
And I was like eating tacos, watching the sunset out on the Santa Monica Pier.
Oh my God.
Forget it.
With the
That shit was
fucking
fire.
perfect weather.
That's
Amazing.
I know.
Amazing.
Cali's a fucking another.
That's
world.
how I feel about Georgia.
Georgia has fire food. Too.
I love, listen,
Yeah.
if there's any state that I would move out of and move into is Georgia. I love Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia's
There's
food is
something
fire.
about that red clay
Yeah.
and just like, I don't know. I'm obsessed with Georgia. And their red velvet.
I've only been there once, but Georgia was definitely a vibe when I went. I'd love to go back.
Georgia's cool.
Georgia.
If my mom's watching this right now and she's gonna text me and go, tell Naomi she's welcome whenever.
Alina, I already told you I'm going. So
we have a place to stay. Yeah.
Hell
We
yeah.
just gotta take the dogs, but
Let's go.
which that's why May doesn't want to take a road trip.
I'm on
Me
listen,
and
I
Naomi
hate
will
getting
go in the
out of
car.
Florida.
You go in the plane and meet us
That's
there.
fine.
Bye.
We'll do that. I hate driving out of Florida.
Like, it
It's
takes
my
forever.
biggest like. Ugh. I like driving out of Florida once I'm like past Daytona. Cause then everything changes.
Yeah.
Los árboles son diferentes.
Okay, vamos. Let's get back on track. There's my mom texting me. You know it.
You know.
Has online dating become more like online shopping? Has it become more of like a menu as opposed to like a search for love? Yes.
Yes. Yes, definitely. This whole generation is like instant gratification. I say that all the time, and I think that online dating is a part of that factor. But again, I have to reiterate, what you see online is not real life. Do not ever get it twisted. Do not make a decision to date somebody solely based off of what you see online.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's pointless. Don't do it.
So I've been using dating apps in the last couple months for business purposes. I use them to gain followers, but sometimes I get curious and I'm like, let me respond to this. And every fucking time, it's the same thing. Hey, how are you? Hey, I'm good. How are you? Do you want to meet up tomorrow? I'm like,
No,
and
definitely
then,
not.
And then I say, no, I'm not gonna meet up with you. We just met. What the fuck are you on this app for? I'm like,
To talk to you?
what?
To possibly get to know you, maybe?
Like, to make sure you're not a fucking murderer before I go. Like,
Yeah, no.
what?
I have trust
What the
issues.
fuck?
Like I've
I don't
always
do the
had
dating
serious
apps.
trust
I can't do the
issues.
dating apps.
Yeah, like I have
can't.
this thing where I'll delete it, I'll reinstall, I'll delete it, I'll pause it, I'll do the ghost mode or whatever that like no one can see your profile.
Yeah.
Like it's constantly like on and off because it's that instant gratification. Like you won't meet up with me tomorrow?
No.
The fuck?
The person that I'm talking to now, I met on a dating app. But coincidentally,
You have mutual friends.
we have mutual friends. And that helped progress the relationship. Because if it wouldn't have been for that, I could tell you I had no interest.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I was on the fence. I have trust issues. So I'm like, no.
No, and the thing, like,
it's comfortable when you kind of know, like, okay,
you know
this
there's like a
person's
safe
not a piece of
person.
shit.
You don't,
Like,
you know they're not gonna kill you and
Yeah.
fucking steal you and shit.
Literally.
Yeah, like there was one person that said to me about meeting up the next day, and I was like, oh, I don't meet up with people the next day. And he's like, it's the same as if I were to approach you at a bar. I'm like, it's not, because I wouldn't be alone at a bar. I'd be with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like
At a safe distance.
at a safe distance, and then
Ahí tú estabas, Vanessa.
yeah, and then if you would come talk to me, then I would make the decision to talk to you or not, or whatever the fuck, and then I would still leave with my friends. Like, I'm not gonna go meet you somewhere that, like, after 3 sentences being exchanged between us. Like, to me, that it's just
Absolutely not.
crazy that people even like think that, and it's happened multiple times. Like, what are you doing tomorrow? I'm like,
My favorite is when they like DM you and they're like, oh, because I really like you. You don't even fucking know me.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what are you talking about? You're like, you may like the way I look. You may think that you like, my catfish face with 5 filters on or whatever. Yeah, but dude, you don't know me. Like, you don't know. I don't know. It's weird.
yeah.
People are weird.
Why do women still choose toxic men?
I don't. I've learned my lesson. Boys, and I learned.
Well, I think that's a good point, is like women have to go through it.
You have to hit rock bottom.
Because you have to learn to develop the radar, the bullshit radar. Like, if you're a woman and you've been through a certain amount of shit, or like trashy fucking men, or whatever the fuck, narcissistic, whatever it is, you get to the point where you develop this sixth sense
yeah.
of like knowing when people are bullshitting you, knowing when they're fucking lying about something, knowing when they're just a piece of shit, and then you see those red flags and you cut it off immediately.
Yeah.
Until you learn to see those, you're gonna keep.
All right. I agree. I'm gonna keep it 100% real with you. If you are a woman that is continuously attracted to toxic men, you're toxic. You are toxic. There's a problem with you. There's some healing that
something
you need
with
to
your
do.
father. Something.
Yeah, you got some daddy issues, some mommy issues, whatever the case may be. You have some type of issues in order to be willing to still deal with that toxicity.
Absolutely.
So the answer to that question is women who are still toxic are willing to deal with toxic men. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Period. Guilty. I mean,
I've done it.
I've done it.
We've
you
all
know?
been there.
I think I learned my lesson once, and that one time was like, never again am I ever like. And I'm so hypersensitive to that shit that even
I mean,
if
sometimes
I
you don't know
smell
they're
it, I'm
toxic
like,
until
done.
it happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes you really think that this is a good person, and then eventually you see. But that's the thing is like,
yeah, but
having-
once you see, you're done. You know,
Exactly.
unless you're toxic too,
And
and
then
then
you wanna
you're gonna
stay.
continue with the games because at the
Exactly.
end of the day, toxicity is just one big ass game. So if you're willing to
No,
sit at the
there's
table
some
and
women.
play,
There's some women that like it. Seriously, there's some women
I believe it.
that like the back and forth and they like the drama and they like to live their life like that. I'm not one. I love peace and harmony and like no. We're just being happy here.
I've been guilty for sure of, you know, engaging in the toxic games because I was very toxic at one point, you know what I mean? But I've been on a healing journey myself personally right now, especially where I'm just like, oh shit, hold on, let me take a step back because this is no longer what I want. But I've had to accept that the reason why I was in that situation for as long as I was because I was engaged in that game. I allowed it to continue to happen because a part of me was still toxic myself. So for sure.
And I feel like when we have like certain childhood traumas or issues, you know, whatever that we haven't healed from, we kind of feel like that toxicity is like love. Like we confuse it.
For sure.
And I was talking about this the other day, so I'm not gonna get too into it because it was on a previous podcast, but you get that rush, those like that back and forth shit, and you get used to that, and you think that runner chaser fucking toxic shit is love, and it's not.
Yeah.
Like
I
the
think
furthest from it.
as women in general, we genuinely want to feel needed and we genuinely want to feel pursued. And I think that we confuse that possessiveness,
Yeah.
as a form of love, when the reality of it is that he doesn't really give a fuck about you. That's just a game that he's playing.
He's just trying to control you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And we.
Yeah.
Woof. Yeah. Been there.
Life.
Not fun. Someone is asking, how did you all first meet, and what were your initial impressions of each
that's
other?
a good one.
Let's keep this quick because it's not about men or women. But
I want to hear what all of your impressions of mine was.
I don't remember. We were like in elementary school. I probably just thought you were like.
I always thought Vanessa was like.
I think
she didn't care for anything. Like I was always so happy and bubbly, and she was like.
we're the
like
same now.
she would give that. Yeah, we are the same. I'd be like, "Hi, Vanessa." She's like, "Why are you talking to me right now?" Like Vanny was very, and she still kind of is. Like now she's, you know, she accepts me and she loves me for who I am.
A ray
But-
of sunshine.
Yeah.
I am, and she's not the complete opposite, but she has a stronger character than I do, right? So. I know, and I've always been like this. I've never changed.
Yeah.
I've always been...
And I've always been like this, except now it's like more adult. It's not like a little kid.
Like, Vanny, you would tell her, take a picture, and she'd be serious, and all of a sudden she'd go...
Fake smiling.
Especially when she was younger, she'd go...
Yeah.
I met Vanny in high school.
Was it high school? Or...
Yeah.
High school. And I think it was kind of just like I'm with the shits.
We had a
Like,
class
it was
together or something, right?
And we sat like behind each other in English or some shit. I think we bonded on the fact that we hated our fucking teacher
Probably.
or something like that. So
Mine and yours was chemistry.
yeah, with Mr.
Chemistry.
Hadley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was his name?
Yeah.
I don't remember
The
any
little
of
turtle
the
guy.
teacher.
Turtle.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of the teachers'
I remember
names.
all their names, bro. What the fuck is wrong with me? We had Miss Williams in English.
Oh, yeah.
Remember we had that history teacher who told us both that we were never gonna amount to be anything? Oh, never.
Fuck
forget
you,
that
guy.
bitch.
Fuck you, bitch.
That was the one in the ref hall? Was that the one in the ref hall?
No.
Like towards the end?
What
No,
teacher was
it
that?
in the new building. Remember that little history teacher where we did like government and economics?
I had mine in the ref hall.
Yeah, and we had to do like a project of like what we were gonna do when we grew up, and you put like a Coyote Ugly bar or some shit. I don't remember.
I was like, I'm gonna dance on a bar. Fuck
Yeah.
you guys.
Yeah, right.
I know I would never.
Yeah,
I did
right.
everything to piss off my teachers. Like I had American Sign Language for like 3 years, and I skipped that class for like 2 years. And I remember the teacher one day sees me in the hallway and she goes, "You're not gonna pass." I'm like, "I don't give a fuck. I already know sign language. Get the fuck." And she goes, "Vanessa, for me to pass you, just learn a song in sign language and sign it in front of the class." I'm like, "Okay, fine." I signed "This Love" by Pantera, which is about how the guy says, like, he says, "I'll kill myself for you. I'll kill you for myself."
God.
And then it's like a metal, like it's Pantera, whatever. And I signed that in front of the class, and she just looks at me and she's like, "Why?" Like I've always been like difficult as fuck.
Shout out to Miss Nissenberg,
Like-
the ASL teacher. Why do I remember all of their
Nissenberg.
names?
You guys remember? I don't remember.
I don't remember. I don't
anyone.
even remember her name.
I remember Mr. Cohen, who was a fucking dick.
I don't remember any of them.
Mr. Cohen, he was my English teacher.
Well,
Mylene, the football coach, I fucking loved that
Oh
guy.
God, that guy was like the biggest
awesome.
sexist piece of.
I loved it.
oh,
I
you're
loved it.
screaming.
Sorry,
it.
I loved it because I used to go in there and I used to like
Guy,
charm him
I-
with the shit, and he was like, "Just go sit down."
I wanted to play football so bad because my brother played, and like I grew up in football, and of course back then that was unheard of.
Yeah.
But I could kick.
You
know, I
played
played
soccer. Yeah.
I was very athletic my whole life, so I played soccer and I could kick. And my brother would tell him like, "Yo, she can kick. Like let her play." And he was like, "Women belong in the kitchen." And I was like,
Yeah,
"This
yeah.
dick."
I loved
in
it.
fucking high school.
Loved him.
In fucking
So
high school.
that's how we
saying
met,
that
guys,
shit.
in high school. And then with Vanny, I was always with the shits. She was like, "I'm gonna pierce. Let's pierce. I'm
Right.
gonna tattoo. Let's do tattoos." You know, like this. Vanny was my
Shits.
homecoming date.
We were dates for
Yes.
homecoming.
Aw.
I
She
went in a
wore-
suit.
She went in a suit with her
With
boobs
my
out.
tits all out.
With a
Oh my
fucking
God.
tie.
It was great.
Mm-hmm.
I remember we walked in and everybody was like, "What the
You freaking lesbos! That was a long time ago, guys. A long time ago when doing that was like, what? What are they doing?
Yeah, for
now
sure.
people don't whatever. I mean,
I think I've always been. I think anyone who has ever said or has described me has said the same thing.
yeah.
Like you've always been this bubbly
Up,
person. I
yeah.
mean, and you've always been this standoff person, and you're bubbly too. Like you've always been very.
That's
friendly.
actually true.
She's like the both. Like
Yeah, she
very-
can be both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so someone said, what's a common piece of relationship advice you think is overrated and underrated?
Advice for a relationship, I think that's underrated. The best advice that I could give you that I don't think enough people give would be not to allow so many people's perceptions and opinions into your relationship. I wish I would have known that when I
Keep
was
it
younger, because I vented to a lot of people about my problems, and then ultimately it resulted in my friends hating this person. And then when I got back with them, it was
Yeah.
like this lonely little hole because they all hated this person for what they were doing. And I was just like, oh shit, now I'm stuck. So
That's a good one.
definitely try to keep your relationship issues to yourself. Write about it, journal it out, just try not to vent to too many people. And if you are going to vent to someone, just make sure that it's somebody who's not going to hold that against the person that you're venting about. Yeah.
I would say that this is kind of overrated and underrated. Everyone says communication is key.
It is.
Overrated, right? Like, yeah, we know. But it's not communication. It's fucking comprehension.
Yes.
Like, you can communicate all you want to somebody, and if they don't understand what you're fucking saying and it's not clicking in their brain, it does not matter how well you communicate, how often you do it.
Too. If
Like,
there's no
yeah,
accountability.
if they're not understanding, if they're not comprehending what you're saying, it is absolutely fucking pointless. So
For sure.
Communication, cool. Overrated. Underrated, comprehension. Like,
I agree. That's a good one too.
let's see. How do you think, I don't know what this means. How do you think men and women perceive loyalty differently in friendships? Do men and women perceive loyalty different? I don't think so.
We've already established
I
that
feel like
a man can't
loyalty
be
is loyalty.
friends with a woman without some type of ulterior motive.
Yeah,
We've
but
already
I also
established
feel like just loyalty is loyalty. There shouldn't be a gender role as to like what is loyal, what is not. I think it's just, it's the same as being honest. Like being honest for a man is not any different than being honest for a woman. Okay, so the next question, somebody said, how do y'all feel about pubic hair, body hair, dad bods, athletic builds? Let's start off with the hair part. I already said I'm not a fan of excessive body hair. I don't care if you have a hairy chest and shit, as long as you shave. Even if it's like stubbly, I don't really care. But like bushy chest, I'm not into it.
I used to have a really big problem with hair. Oh, but I think that's a maturity level too. Like once I've gotten older, it doesn't bother me as much. Yeah, obviously I could never be with a guy who's like a full bear. But I'll tell you, even with a beard. So my thing is that I'm okay with beards. I just don't like the mustache because I'm a kisser. So if your hair goes into your mouth, that is fucking disgusting.
When it curves into the lip.
That's nasty. Like, I need to feel your lips. I need to feel like I'm kissing lips and not hair.
Beard. Yeah. I don't mind a beard as long as it's taken care of, if it doesn't stink.
I would say that I prefer a man with not a lot of hair, but I also don't like the maintenance that the man has to continuously do. Like, if you take 5 hours to shave your whole body, like, that's annoying, bro. You're doing that shit every 3 or 4 days. Like, you're annoying. Just stop it. Just let it grow a little bit. Give me some stubble. You know, something like that.
I don't mind the stubble. Yeah. How do you feel about do you prefer like a dad bod or an athletic build? I think that's just like personal preference.
I could care less. I've had both. To me, it really just depends on the person.
I've had both. Obviously, when you have a man who takes care of himself,
yeah,
you like it better.
I prefer athletic because I prefer people who work out and take their fitness and their health and their nutrition seriously, because I do. So I can never, even if you have a dad bod, if you're still like in the gym actively working out and shit like that, that's what I prefer. I prefer healthy over anything because I just care about it. I don't know. I can't, like, it would be weird to me to date someone that literally never goes to the gym, like doesn't.
Well, yeah, that's different for you and your lifestyle. Like, that doesn't match you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's personal preference. Like, I don't think people, like, I think if someone goes to the gym, their partner has to be somebody who enjoys going to the gym. Like,
okay, but look, I don't go to the gym, but I don't feel like I don't look like I don't go to the gym.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, for me, it's a whole general health thing.
Yeah.
Because, like, you don't go to the gym, but you don't eat great. I can't date someone who doesn't eat good.
How don't I eat great?
We're not going to get into this, guy.
For me, it really just depends. I've been on both extremes. I've been on, like, a heavy fitness extreme at one point, and then I've also been at, like, I'm just tired. I don't feel like doing shit. So I guess I would prefer a partner who's somewhere in between.
Even if, like, you don't go to the gym, though, I feel like if you're someone who genuinely does not enjoy working out, or you can't because you have a fucking bad knee or whatever the fuck or whatever, at least take the initiative to give a fuck about what goes in your body at that point. I can't be with someone who doesn't go to the gym and then wants to, like, eat out, like, garbage every day, or like just munching on fucking chips.
Well, fast food is like where it's
restaurant food is garbage. I don't give a fuck what anybody says about it. It's seed oils, it's fucking inflammatory shit. I don't give a fuck what anybody says about it.
But you're an extremist as far as, like, it has seed oil, I'm not gonna eat it.
But that's not being extreme. That's just giving a fuck about my health. Because I have eaten shit with seed oils. We went to Flanagan's yesterday and I ate because I was out.
Felt like shit.
And I immediately felt like shit. But I'm saying, like, that's, to me, it's important to give a fuck about your health in general.
Or would you write somebody off completely because of just that?
If they don't go to the gym and don't eat right?
No, I know that's a no for you. But, like, how about they go to the gym but they don't eat right?
It depends. Like, it all depends on, like I said, to me, it's more like healthy is more important. So if they go to the gym but they don't eat great, but, like, they're not in pain all the time complaining about something, or their stomach always hurts, or they have an issue with this, that, whatever, then yeah. But because the thing is, to me, like, if I care about you and you have health issues and I try to help you and you don't fucking take my advice, I start to take it very personally. So to me, it gets to a point where I'm like, don't fucking ask me anymore. I don't give a fuck how you feel because I've already told you how to fix this 100 fucking times. So then it gets to a point where I'm like, you're just wasting my time. I'm not repeating this. We're not going to talk about it. So that's when it would annoy me. If you go to the gym and you look good and you feel good and you eat whatever, but you feel good, then fine.
I'm cool with people doing whatever works for them. Like, if you want to eat a dozen of Krispy Kreme donuts, to me that's gross. But if that's what makes you happy, kudos to you. As long as you're not enforcing that onto me. Like, as long as you're not forcing me to engage in your poor habits, then I'm fine. You know, like,
to me, it's like, if you feel good, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Just don't complain to me about your health.
Yeah.
If you're actively doing things to fucking ruin your health, that's when I start to get annoyed, and I'm like, I'm not doing this.
I've also noticed too, like, a lot of people who eat unhealthy, they get like upset or aggravated if you want to eat healthy. You know, like, if I want to have a salad, like, that shouldn't bother you the same way it doesn't bother me if you want to stuff your face with like a large fry. You know what I mean? But I've had situations like that where they'll get upset at the fact that I'm trying to eat healthy when they're trying to stuff their face with trash. So
I don't think I've ever dated somebody that really eats terrible.
I have.
I mean, other than, there was one person that only ate fast food and like was okay with eating fast food, and to me it was disgusting. Like, I don't eat McDonald's, I don't eat Burger King, I don't eat Wendy's, the most fast food chains that I'll do is Chipotle and Five Guys. Like, that's my thing. I love Five Guys.
Give me tacos.
Yeah, and like tacos and shit. Like, I like that, but I'm not the type that.
How are we back to talking about tacos and our favorite food?
I'm hungry.
Yeah, clearly. How do you know you're dating a genuine woman?
Her actions are gonna for sure show you whether she's genuine or not. You have to be self-aware too, you know, like, what it is that you consider a genuine trait in somebody, because everybody has different perceptions of what is genuine, or, you know, what they would perceive to be a genuine act. So as long as you see that person is portraying or meeting your needs as to what you feel is genuine, then that's how you'll know.
I think the more you hang out with somebody in their settings, like their friends, their family, I think that's where you get a really good read off of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, men who don't have friends, to me, is a red flag.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't have any guy friends that you hang out with and that you want to solely, like, oh, I'm going to go and have drinks with Kevin. Mm-hmm. Like, what?
Fucking Kevin.
Yeah, right? Like, you need to have those relationships. Like, any guy that I've ever dated knows that I'm hanging out with Vanny. Like, her and I hang out all the time, and it's important for me to introduce her, because that's another way that you get to know me. Mm-hmm. No, and that you get to know me, because I can have that relationship on that point with you, but when you see who I am with my friends and with my family, you're getting another side of me, and you're getting a bigger picture of who I am.
You know, it's really weird. Obviously, you guys haven't experienced this, but having dated women in the past, I've been with men that are insecure of my friendships with other women, because they think that I've either fucked them or I have some type of like ulterior motive with them. Like, oh, you're gonna go out with your friend, you're gonna get drunk and you're gonna make out with her. Like, maybe I am, but no. Like, you know, like,
maybe, but no, not today.
No, not today. Not while I'm with you, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, we joke about this all the time. Like, our lives would be so much easier if we were into women.
Yeah.
No,
but I know it's not.
Absolutely not. But like,
not.
And that's where you know that it's not a choice.
That's where I would be in a domestic violence situation, though. Because if I was with a girl and like she got in my face, you're catching hands. Like, bitch, get out of my fucking
one
face.
of my best friends, one of my longest friendships. I'm not gonna say her name, but one of my best friends. We dated when we were younger, and it was a huge issue in my marriage. Like, he hated the fact that I wanted to have alone time with just my friend.
That's
like,
insecurity,
bro, you're so fucking
too.
insecure.
Yeah.
Like, if I wanted to be with her, I wouldn't be with you.
And
like,
you were probably young.
I was young as fuck. We were both young as fuck.
Yeah.
You know, like, we were babies, and as we got older, we realized that the connection that we had wasn't because, oh my god, we were in love. It was just because we valued
you loved each other, like, as friends.
Like,
yeah.
it was such an insecurity, and believe it or not, I've experienced that with a lot of men. Men are like, oh, you're bisexual? Oh, so I have to worry about you cheating on me with a guy or a girl?
I
like,
believe it.
Bro, what the fuck? Why are you guys so weird?
I
like,
believe it. That's
yeah,
so stupid.
it really is.
What are the expectations that men and women have of each other in a relationship?
I mean, that's different for everybody.
Yeah, that's a hard question to answer.
Too broad of a
That
question.
yeah, that's.
I feel
very,
like general expectations is like honesty,
respect,
respect.
loyalty.
Yeah,
Yeah, that just depends.
yeah.
But also you shouldn't expect much from people, because then
Expectations leads to the biggest disappointments.
That's my biggest downfall in life is my expectations towards people. Like, I expect always the best because I give the best. So
that's a really hard lesson that you have to learn too as you get older.
It's
Like, you
hard.
cannot expect to get you out of anybody else. You know, whether that's a friendship, a relationship.
I think that's been my hardest lesson
it
in
is.
life is to know that not everyone is like you. Not everyone holds the same loyalty you do.
Correct.
Not everyone handles situations in anger like you do.
Correct.
Yeah.
do y'all find it true that men are only loved by the condition of how much he can provide, or are men really loved unconditionally?
I don't think it's true that men are only loved based off of what they can provide. But I do feel that it is easier to love a man who you feel can provide some type of sense of security, some type of sense of safety. That goes back to the gender role. Like, I want to be with a man who I know if we're out somewhere and somebody disrespects me, he's gonna stand up and defend me as his girl. You know, like that's. I think that's a given. Should be, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I think that's different too with different women because it's on an expectation of what a woman feels like that standard is for them.
Yeah.
So,
What kind of common behavior will make a guy seem creepy?
Oh God.
Blowing kisses from across the room is creepy as fuck. Staring at a girl too much is creepy as fuck. You gotta like give her the eyes, lock eyes for a second, and then that's it. Like, don't fucking be inside of her mouth when she's out talking to her friends. Like, just fucking staring into her soul. That's weird as fuck.
Yeah. Seeing a girl in a public setting and then like finding her on social media and like messaging her like, hey, I saw you here. Like, you're a fucking creeper. Like, why didn't you just
for
say
me
hi?
that happens sometimes.
I'm sure.
Yeah, but
it's happened to me where they're like, hey, I think I saw you here. Like, okay, cool. Why didn't you say
I
hi?
prefer like that if someone sees me in public, they're like, hey, I follow you on Instagram, then like DM me later about it, because then I'm like,
why didn't you just come up to me?
You could have just said hello. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Has this ever happened to you where you see somebody that you actually follow and you could be sharing like comments or messages or reels or whatever, and then they see you in person and they don't even acknowledge you? I've unfollowed people for that shit. Oh, I get so offended. I'm like, first of all, we're Instagram friends, so does that mean that we're just internet friends? So you mean to tell me that if you see me out in the street, you're gonna completely ignore me?
That's never happened to me.
That's happened to me. Blocked, or not blocked, but like unfollow. Like, I'm the same person all the time. So how are you not gonna come up to me if you see me in person?
What's the proper way to come up to you in person, to approach a woman in person?
I guess with like genuine intentions, you know, like just, hey, what's up? You know.
Yeah,
Like,
literally keep it so simple. Hey,
Yeah.
how are you?
yeah.
How's it going?
I think honestly, like if a guy comes up to me and tells me and just leaves it like that, like if a guy says, hey, listen, I just had to come and tell you, like, I think you're beautiful and I hope you have a great night, and walks away, that attracts me more than if he tries to keep going.
For me,
Yeah, but it ends the conversation right there. So it's just like, oh, okay.
But that's fine, because if you're leaving it open to if I want to engage more.
Yeah, but if the girl is not gonna pursue the guy like we were talking about earlier.
But the thing is that, look, guys now
'Cause to
don't
me-
go up to give a compliment because bitches are already so like.
Yeah, but to me that seems like a game personally of a guy going just to let you know you're beautiful and then walking away and leaving it up to the girl to then chase them. I don't like the thought
Again,
of
my
that.
my pure intentions.
Yeah,
If I see somebody and I think like, and it's different for girls and guys, right?
Like if someone said that to me, I'd be like, cool, thanks. I would not even think twice about going. Like I would not go up to them and be like,
well, going up to him.
You know, no, like after if he walked away, yeah. But then again, it's like you're not gonna meet that person. That's just getting a random.
You're not gonna meet them. Yeah.
At that point, it's just getting a compliment from a stranger and going about your fucking life.
That's another thing too. Like a lot of people are not good with receiving compliments. Me personally, I suck at like people flirting with me.
Me too.
So don't ever like approach a woman with some type of like compliment that you know specifically is a line that she's heard 5,000 times.
We talked about this.
Yes, bro. Like if you're gonna come up to me and you be like, "Oh my God, your eyes are so beautiful,"
You're like,
I'm literally gonna be like, "Thanks. I'm blind as fuck." Like,
yeah.
It serves no purpose. And then I've had men like actually get offended, like, "Oh, you're a stank bitch." No, you're just giving me a compliment that I've heard 85,000 fucking times in my life. I'd rather have a man come up to me and be like, "Hey, I've been watching you from across the room, and like,
I love your confidence.
I really love the way you carry yourself," or like, "I really love your
You're
confidence."
You're really funny.
You know?
Like, yeah, like those are all of mine. Those are all of mine.
So if you're gonna approach a female and you're gonna give her a compliment, try to be original with that compliment. Try to make it like a genuine.
And if you can't
be
think
funny.
of something,
Be
and
funny.
if you can't be funny, just be polite and not weird
and
not creepy or like aggressive and shit
or sassy.
Yeah, or sassy. Okay, last question before we wrap it up, which I think is a good last question. How do you know when it's time to quit and step out of a relationship?
Oh, I love this one.
For me, I would say when you have tried everything, when you have tried
therapy,
when you have tried
talking.
I won't even go that far.
I would.
When you've really tried everything in your power to try to make it work and it's just not working, no matter what you do, no matter what you swallow, no matter what you're willing to change about yourself, it's time to let it go. That's it. Like, you gotta let it go.
Yeah, I feel like that's more for like marriage. Let's just say. I think when you're married to somebody, then yeah, you have to try every avenue to try to make your relationship work to an extent, because you also don't want to change yourself for somebody else to fit somebody's, you know, fucking whatever idea that they had of you or their within reason. If it's just a relationship, I feel like halfway, like you've tried half of everything you could try, and then you're just like, you know what, I'm not doing this.
If you're getting into those problems when you're in a relationship too, like it's not gonna go any much further.
If you're married to somebody and you guys need to go to therapy or whatever, do it. Go to counseling or get help or whatever the fuck you gotta do. But like if you've been dating for someone for 6 months and like whether or not you love them, if it's not working out, like you're really gonna go to therapy for someone you've known 6 months? Like
no.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So I think it depends on the length of the relationship, like how deep it is, whatever. But yeah, if it's like marriage, then yeah, I would say try everything. If that doesn't work, call it quits. I think the hardest part is for people to let go of being used to each other so much. It's hard to start over. Like you're like, fuck. It's hard to let go of certain things you may have had together, house, businesses. You know, when you have kids, it becomes more difficult. But yeah, at some point, like it's all intuition.
I think the hardest thing to let go of is the idea of who we want that person to be. Mm-hmm. Like you have to learn to take people at face value. Mm-hmm. Like when someone shows you who they are the first time, you have to believe them.
Here is my thinking like a therapist, because I'd be a terrible marriage counselor. I will just say this. More for the ladies, because I side more for them. Which, granted, just the same amount of narcissistic men, there are narcissistic women.
For sure.
So, if you are in a relationship with a narcissistic person who doesn't ever change, gives you a constant apology, and does absolutely nothing about it, you have to sit there and say, is this what I want for the rest of my life? Because that person is not thinking of you and your happiness.
Not only
and
that,
when you're married, like it's a give and take. And if you love that person, I truly believe that love conquers all, right? If there's love between two people,
you can't beat narcissism. That's a fucking disease.
No. I mean, Like,
Yeah.
you can go to therapy because there's some people that have communication issues and they're not narcissistic.
Yeah.
So if you need help to help you advance your relationship and discuss things and make it better, you're both not narcissistic, it'll work. Therapy works. But when a person does not take accountability for how the other person feels, how many times, because we've all been there, how many times have you told the person, this is how I feel, this is what I'm going through, and they automatically flip it and make it about them and not listen to what you're saying? It's never gonna work with that person. Forget it. You can do all the therapy that you want. They're never going to take accountability, and you're always going to feel like you're in that same position.
People have to understand that when your partner is coming to you with an issue, you cannot be defensive in that manner, because if they really didn't give a fuck about making it work, they wouldn't be telling you this shit. They wouldn't be wasting their time expressing themselves,
especially
or trying to gather these
if they
emotions.
come to you like trying to communicate, not on some fighting shit.
A lot of people get defensive. Like, I'm not trying to call you out. You know, I'm literally just trying to tell you, hey, this made me feel some type of way, and in the future, if you could refrain from doing that so that you don't trigger these feelings in me again. If you get defensive for something like that, then dude, there's
that's
no way it's gonna
that's
work.
one thing that I automatically test. If I can tell a guy how I feel and he tries to understand me and work through it, I'll know.
Yeah.
Like, I'll automatically know. Now, if the guy tells me, oh, but what? But this, and starts giving me the
defensive.
Bye.
Yeah.
I've been through that shit. I know what that's gonna feel like. How many times did I feel like I couldn't voice how I felt because it was gonna end up in a problem? So I had to bottle it up because I knew it was gonna blow up into something completely off the radar. No, leave the person, be happy. It sucks to be single, but guess what? And I've always said this.
No, but it doesn't suck to be single. You just have to embrace being single.
No, when you weigh it out, right? Because there's times where I've been past tense. I've been sad as fuck where there's moments of loneliness, and I'm like, fuck, bro, like I'm really alone. Like, I feel alone. And automatically I think about the situation that I was in prior, and I say, fuck that. I'm automatically happy again, because I'd rather be alone than be in that situation. And when you get to that point, that's when you know it's done. Like, you need to live for you, and you need to live for your happiness, and absolutely.
Yeah. And if you're single, embrace being single. Do things, as cliche as it is, do things you love doing. Start a business. Start working out. Go out with your friends. Do shit with your family. Pick up a hobby. Start reading. Do something for yourself.
Do more for your children if you have kids.
Work on yourself. That way, work on yourself to the point where you can receive something good when it comes along your way. Like, and some of us are living so traumatized with our past experiences that something good comes along, and because we're still hurt and we haven't put the work in ourselves personally, we can't even receive a good thing. Guilty of that for sure. So, definitely just try to work on yourself and try to be the best version of yourself so that you can offer that version to the next partner that you experience.
I think we answered.
I'm gonna be a therapist, guys.
Solid off.
I'm gonna be a fucking therapist.
Great. What? Listen, if I was a marriage counselor, I'd be fucking broke.
You're fired.
The second the bitch comes in, I'd be like, leave his house. He don't like you. Like, he does not love you.
Go to the next one.
All right, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. I appreciate everyone. Make sure to follow us on every platform: YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Voice of Vicious Podcast, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all the things. We're gonna be tagging Mermaid and Naomi everywhere as well, so you guys can go follow them.
Yeah.
If May approves.
No, I will not approve it. Don't even try it.
My page is public, so enjoy.
No, not me.
But we will see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.